So when Porsche decided to make an SUV, a lot of 911 enthusiasts thought it was a bad idea. That's because a mass-produced car like this one would dilute the brand. People thought their 911s would go down in value, but that has been proven wrong. The 911s has continued to gain value, especially the air-cooled ones, and the new Porsche 911s are even better. And that's because this is the bread and butter for Porsche. At one point, the Cayenne was selling so good that it was 50% of all the cars that Porsche was selling. That include all the 911s, all the Caymans, all the Boxers combined were being outsold by this car. So this car have allowed Porsche to continue to do research and development to make better sport cars, better 911s, the GT3s. Even now they are giving you Cayman GT4, which could have been hard to do if they are not making money elsewhere. So let's talk styling on this car. I think this looks way better than the first generation. The second generation is considered to be from 2010 to 2017. The first generation was a little bit controversial on the styling, but this one, I think they knocked it out of the park. They still use kind of similar design even today. This one is a little bit more aggressive compared to the regular Cayenne. It looks similar to the Turbo. The Turbo had a wide opening on the front for the intercoolers. They added some feather flares. And these headlights, they were inspired by the Carrera GT headlights. When it comes to the rear styling, I'm not a fan of the back, but I do like dual exhaust. And I like this plate wing here. The design over here is too simple for a car that costs over $100,000. So this 2013 Cayenne GTS is powered by a 4.8-liter engine, producing around 414 horsepower at 6,500 RPMs. And the torque is around 380 pound-feet of torque at 3,500 RPMs. So that's quick enough to push this car from 0 to 60 in about 5.3 seconds. So all that power is sent to an 8-speed automatic transmission. But you have an option to shift manually. You can shift with a pedal shifter. The fuel mileage on this V8 is about 15 city and 21 highway. But this thing tows more than my Honda Ridgeline. My truck only tows about 5,000 pounds, but this is rated at 7,700 pounds. So this Cayenne GTS is more of what the GT3 is to 911. So you have the base Cayenne, then you have this, which is the GTS, and then you have the Turbo. This is not the fastest or the slowest, it's more in the middle. This is more performance focused. You get the sport suspension, you get the chrono so you can time your laps, and you get a lot of things that you get on the Turbo. So this is mainly focused for the enthusiast, the same way the GT3 is focused for those people who want to take it to the truck. You could possibly take to the truck, but this is a heavy car. So this car comes heavily equipped. Like on the interior, you can spend a whole day in there trying to figure out what all those switches do. There are so many buttons, it's overkill, but that's the way Porsche have gone. The Panamera and even the 911s, they all have the same interior. So this is a capable four-wheel drive car, and you can see the suspension. You can put it in comfort, normal, and sport, and you can raise the suspension here. So this is in normal mode. Then when you go off-road, you can raise it all the way up. So you can turn off the start-stop engine system here, and then the sport exhaust over here. So when you do the sport exhaust, I believe the sound is pumped in here through the speakers, because the sound way more aggressive in here. You can see the temperature, and it displays down here, and then the fan speed on auto, where you want the air to go. You can heat and cool your seats. And then the passenger side, they have their own. And then you can also put the navigation on the screen, so you don't have to keep looking at that screen over there. So I think that's a nice touch. And this is an old car. This is a 2013 and it has that feature. And then you have your memory seats. I do like the Alcantara on the side pillars and then on the roof. And it looks pretty nice and it feels good. Everything feels nice in here. There are no squeaks. You have electronic park. This is how the key looks like. So you have your unlock, lock, and the tailgate. So the back seats are quite roomy. I have enough space for my knees. I'm 5'11", and I have no issue sitting back here. And then also the top of my head, I have enough space, especially with the sunroof open. When this car was new, it started around $83,000, but you could option it up all the way to $140,000. Like if you wanted black 21-inch wheels, those were about $3,000. The carbon ceramic brakes on this car, they were about $8,000 or $9,000. So I did not find major issues with this car, but a 2011 model, they had a small percentage that had engine issue that would just die. I think that's resolved. If you buy one today, it should have been fixed by now. And then the 2012 model, they had issue with transfer case. And this, again, is a small percentage. Some people changed the fluids, and that helped, but some people had to replace it. And replacing a transfer case on a car like this would cost you around $5,000. So it's something you want to be careful of. Some of these might have air suspension issue, but that means you just put a new boot on there, and it's not as expensive as replacing a transfer case. But the engines were solid, the transmissions were solid. I haven't seen a lot of electrical issues on them, so I think it's a solid buy. So if you are looking for a performance SUV, I think this one should be on top of your list. These are about $15,000 to $30,000. Just make sure you buy a 2013 and up, and make sure the maintenance are done. Trying to repair one of these can cost you a lot of money. Again, the transfer case on this can cost you easy $5,000. But there is another option. You can get the Panamera, which is a sedan, or it looks more like a hatchback, and you get the same engine and performance. The Panamera might be a little bit lighter too. And the other option is the Macan. I do like the Macan better personally. It's a smaller car and it fits my style better. By reviewing this, I can see why people like them. I never really got into them, but this one is a very solid car for anyone who is looking into a luxury sport SUV. So I do have to return this car. The owner is maybe waiting for it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one. You guys want to join Johnny Drive? I guess not.